Have you ever been stuck, staring at a page for hours trying to figure out what to do next? We've all been there, chasing that elusive feeling, waiting for a moment, a word, a sound, anything to light something up inside us. Inspiration. Sometimes it hits like lightning, other times it's more of a whisper you almost miss. Today, Miles is talking about where it comes from and what to do when it disappears. Because whether you're an artist, an entrepreneur, or someone just trying to get through the week, inspiration matters. And finding it, that's all part of the story.
To the rhythm of my intuition, anything I want, I speak into existence. That's how I'm.
All right, let's go. Another episode. Inspiration, a Chris special.
When was the last time you truly felt inspired and what sparked it?
Oh, man. When was the last time I truly felt inspired? I don't know, it's tough to even define inspiration versus other. I feel inspired a lot, to do a lot more. So I'm going to say January 1st of this year was the last time that I felt inspired because it was the beginning of a new year. And I always love the beginning of a new year. It's very inspirational to me because it's like a blank canvas that you could literally create anything in a 12-month period. So that's my answer.
All right. Can you remember the first time that something inspired you creatively?
Oh my God. The first time something inspired me creatively.
Yeah.
See, that's where we get into this thing of creativity, right? Because inspiration, where does that come from, right? Not visually seeing something, especially when we talk about being creative. It really starts with a seed and an idea that just comes into your minds, right? And this gets into the idea of where do thoughts come from, right? They just feel like they kind of come up over your head and just appear. Because you get whatever it is, 100,000 thoughts a day, right? And some grab you and some just pass by. Some make you feel terrible. It's funny, right? When you said that, my brain just immediately went to, and I haven't thought about this forever. When I was, I don't know how old I was, maybe 10 years old, maybe 12 years old, something like that. I made a stop motion claymation, little Kirby looking guy. I had a Play-Doh. And I remember I took my mom's digital camera, which took 3 seconds for each photo to take, for it to take it. And it probably took me 3 full days to make 30 seconds where I made this little claymation character and I had to come on, walk on screen and do a little dance and do something and then walk off screen. And where did that come from? But that's why when you asked that question, that's what immediately popped in my head. So that has to be the answer.
I did the same things when I was younger too. Yeah.
You probably had a better camera though, because you're younger, a quicker one. This one took forever. Everything took forever to getting it loaded onto the computer. And it wasn't even iMovie. It was whatever the Windows
Movie Maker.
Yeah. Yeah. So I wish I had that.
Have you ever been inspired by failing? Tell us about that.
Yeah, I guess in a weird way, the fear of failure is inspiring because for some reason you don't want to fail, even though it's really, who cares, right? As long as you're not betting the farm on something, and if you fail, you're going to end up on the streets or something like that. And life is filled with micro failures all the time, right? We've talked about doing sales and stuff on this show where 90% of the time you're going to, or 70% of the time you're going to hear no, and 30% you're going to say yes. I guess those 70% are all little failures. When I was younger, I always had a fear of failing because I cared a lot of other people's opinions, and I've been oh, they'll judge me and think I'm a loser or something like that. So I guess there is a slight inspiration from failure but more from a fear of failure.
Do you believe that when you're inspired, is that something that happens to you or just something that you go out and you create?
Yeah, it's like inspiration isn't sustainable, right? Like inspiration is a spark, but you have to like, fan the flame where, I might like watch something, like watch like a keynote or a fireside chat or, some cool video on YouTube, and it will inspire me like, oh, like I want to do something like that. I think that happens a lot. But that fades away pretty quickly. You need more motivation, I would say, motivation and discipline to actually act on the inspiration. So I think the best way is like inspiration is the spark, but you need other attributes to, like I said, fan the flame a bit.
That's a good segue because like many people have ideas and they never act on it. How do you build out the idea and then turn it into a reality once you get that spark?
Yeah, this is something I've been trying to figure out, like not for myself, because this is how I'm wired. But as you can imagine, I talk to a lot of people and they always like, hey, this is my idea. And, I take a lot of calls and stuff. I'm happy to like chat about ideas and give as much advice as I can and give away as much advice as I possibly can. But it's so often that no one does anything with it, right? Obviously, I can't be in their shoes or know how they're feeling and stuff, but like, why is it that they don't do it? Maybe it is a fear of failure or something like that. But there is another thing where you can kind of trick your brain and get the dopamine release by thinking about the idea, right? I'm inspired. I'm thinking about it. I could tell people about it. Like, this is my idea, right? Like, and you can get like the good feelings in your body by not actually having to do anything because like, this is what the process is. It's like, have the idea, right? It's like so fun and exciting and like the research of it or the name of it, whatever it is, your first like friends and family support you. They're maybe early customers, blah, 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 early supporters, right? Then you go through and then you're past that point, right? And then that's when it's like, okay, now this is real. Like, and then you're going to go down into the valley of death and you need to find your way through that and then come out the other side. And then like, you're actually start building it. It's like, I feel like when people get down into the valley of death there, that's when they're like, no, I don't want to do this. And the inspiration that they had is this small fleeting light that they had 2.5 months ago.
So a little bit off topic, but how do you, I don't want to say like, how do you inspire yourself to get out of that valley of death? But how do you get out of the valley of death? Like, that's a good question.
Yeah, you get out of it through just pure grit and perseverance. Like, that's how you get out of it and putting in the work, right? Like, no inspiration is going to come help you get out of there, right? You can't like wake up and watch a motivational YouTube video and get inspired every single day to go do it. That will fade away. You'll just get used to it. You need to, get some grit and perseverance and battle and work and, all the things, blood, sweat, and tears, like to find your way through that maze and then to come out on the other side of it. So that's how you do it. The only way to know how to do it is by doing it, right? Like, no one's going to give you the advice that's going to, like, advice isn't going to help you. It might make you feel better, but you still need to go do the thing, right? Yeah.
How do you differentiate between genuine inspiration and just plain distraction?
That's a good one too, because we're just like constantly distracted, especially if you're someone that likes inspiration. The algorithms are so good now that they'll just feed you with like all the most inspirational stuff in the world. This is kind of like, we probably talked about this on another episode of like fake work, right? All this shit can make you feel good and like, you could feel like you're working at the thing but that ain't it, bro. Like, that ain't it. but you'll only realize that yourself, right? Like, I was a sucker to it, when I was younger. Like I said, I was always like stuck on like, oh, I had like the dream or vision and even the plan. And that makes you feel good. And I could go and tell that to as many people as possible. And it'd be like, yeah, that's sweet. Like, oh, that's amazing. But that third step is you have to do the work. You have to execute the work. And that's where your lead into the valley of death and have to go through and, actually build it and make it happen. So I know that's a tough thing. It's especially tough now with like today's world where we're filled with distractions, like unlimited content and all this feel good stuff too. Like it's all like, pump your chest up. Like you could do it. You can do it, but the answer is by doing it.
What role does boredom or silence even play in your creative processes when creating new business ideas?
Huge.
Can you take us through that process?
Yes. And this is only in the last, 5 years or so when like doing meditation, sitting in stillness, right? Like in a world full of distractions, right? You're a lot of the time living unconsciously, like on autopilot, right? You're not even aware of what you're doing. And when you sit in stillness, right, and this takes a practice though. This isn't going to happen the first time because you're going to sit down the very first time you're going to sit in stillness, even with like a guided meditation. And they're going to tell you to like do a simple focus, like focus on your breathing like through your nose and in out of your nose. And a wave of thoughts are going to come to try and take your attention off of that. And this is what the practice is of letting that thought come and go and not be attached to it and not chase it down to another thought. Okay. And sitting in this stillness, you learn to develop your conscious mind, right? Which is attached to like this consciousness, which I would say is kind of this, I don't know what it is, universe, higher power, God, whatever that is for you. And that is where the source of everything is in that conscious river. That source is what has delivered all the ideas to create all the things, right? Into like many individuals, right? And being able to tap into that source more and more, or be aligned with it, opens up a world of creativity that if you don't do that, you're living a life full of distraction, right? You can't be aware of it to tap into it, which that's where all the ideas come from, right? Like the ideas aren't mine. I'm just like acting on the ideas. I'm just you're tapped into something else. This goes back to like, where do thoughts come from?
Yeah.
It's
right.
out there too, but like, that's what I believe.
Has a conversation with a stranger ever sparked one of those big ideas?
Oh yeah. Like conversations all the time. Like, yeah, lots of random things will spark ideas too. Right. But you really they're not like original ones. They're like, ooh, that, but in this domain, right? Like that, but presented this way, right? It's like a remix of the idea that they had presented to you. Not like an original one, but I don't know. Is any idea original anymore?
This is for another episode.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's your take on waiting for inspiration versus showing up and doing the work?
I say show up and do the work. Yeah, don't wait for inspiration. Waiting for inspiration is the same as procrastination disguised as perfectionism. You know, like people are like, oh no, it's got to be perfect before I can show it to anyone. Right? That's just you procrastinating. Right? Just ship the damn thing and improve on it. That should be a whole other episode too.
Someone once told me that when I was doing my first play-by-play, he reviewed it. It wasn't like it was a really bad play-by-play. I'm being honest, right? And he's like, don't worry about it. It's your first one. But like, I'm getting sidetracked with that part.
Yeah.
But he was like, just keep doing it, right? Because you'll get better. Go on YouTube, mute it, and you speak it. You're going to have only 1 or 2 clips that you will like. You're going to when I did my first one, I only liked one thing. I only put the one thing on my LinkedIn because that's the only one I liked.
Yeah.
Because I captured the intensity of what I was feeling in that section. But there was only one thing from my like from a 2-hour play-by-play.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what it is though. Like it's that across everything. Like you just need to do the thing and then iterate on it and just improve it, right? Like, can you imagine my very first sales call trying to sell summer skates? Like I actually, on my old computer, I had like my original emails that I sent out to like stores and people. Even like I tried to sell summer skates before I even like started it to probably Gong Show Hockey and another one, Sauce Hockey too. And I remember a couple of years ago, I went and looked back at these emails. Insanity that I would send this email like of how bad it was, you know? So, but that's the answer. The answer is do the work and iterate on it.
How can people continue to be inspired, but also do the work?
Yeah, I think find the balance for yourself, right? Find the balance for yourself. You know, it's fun to be inspired because it feels good, right? And inspiring shit feels good, right? But it's a fleeting feeling. So you need the other element of it, right? It's as simple as that, right? All the stuff, inspiring movies, music, pieces of content, YouTube shows, books, you know, conversations, you know, entertainment, speeches, whatever it is. Love the inspiration because it makes you feel good. But what are you going to do with it?
Have you had inspiration to become the best you or create your passions? Let us know in the comments below, and we'll see you all next time.